G'day, Brian Martin with you. Today I'm here with my coaching partner and specialty running retailer Mark Gorski, and we're just going to talk about the eagerly awaited release of the new Nike Free range. We'll just take you a little bit through those and explain what they're all about. There's a new shoe in there and just take you briefly through the updates. So Mark, what have we got in the new Free range?
Well, to start with, we've got the update, the new update for the Free Run, which is the Free Run 3. Comes in a couple of different colours. The new shoe in between, which is the Free Run 4, or the Free 4, sorry, version 2. Yep. Haven't seen a version 1 yet, but this is version 2 apparently. Mm-hmm. And then we've also got the Free 3.0 version 4. Cool. So
there's a little bit of number confusion there. I think certainly been confused when I've been here in the shop with you a few times trying to explain this to customers. So we've got the Free Run 3 version 4.
Yes.
Okay, so that's fine. So that's the most minimal, I guess, of the the free range. So this is the
4
millimeter drop from heel to toe. So even though it's the, I guess one thing Nike have done is not associate the numbers of the free shoes with the heel toe drop, which is, I don't know whether that's something that they'll look at going forward, but I guess when the free first came out, that wasn't really like a major thing people were looking at, but now
yes, it's certainly a number that we look at a lot now, and customers are actually, consumers are actually looking for it as well. So yep, they want to know more about it.
So Free 3.0, yep. 4 mil drop.
Yep, all in one piece, as was with the original, the previous version, and the Free Runs as well. It was an all-in-one piece, so it's got that sort of sock-like feel. Couple of other changes. The upper material has actually changed. It's actually quite narrow. They've probably narrowed it off even more than it was. So for someone like Brian, had a little bit of trouble fitting his forefoot into that. So be mindful of that. Also, as with all the models, there's been an update to the sole as well. Still a nice all-in, one piece sort of sole, but the flex grooves are a little bit more closed up, even though they're still really flexible, but won't collect as many rocks, thankfully, for those who run off-road a little bit in these.
Yeah, well, personally, the Free 3.0 I'm a little bit gutted about, because it was one of my favourite shoes in the rotation, and now it's just far too narrow, and it's also not very deep in the toe box either. So when I put this shoe on, I actually feel quite a lot of pressure squeezing down on the top of my foot. So it's probably going to be a shoe that definitely going to fit someone with a narrower foot, and maybe even people with not too high an arch either, because I have a bit of a problem with the volume through that sort of area of the shoe as well. Yeah,
once your foot's in this shoe, there's not any room left over. It really does take up the whole volume of the shoe. So yeah, that's something to be mindful of when looking at them.
So the Free 4,
the new shoe, the Free 4.0 version 2,
which is a 6 mil drop.
Which is a 6 mil drop. So if you're getting confused, follow us if you can. 6 mil drop shoe, so an absolute in-betweener with those. The 3.0 is an all-in-one piece, so no tongue. With the 4.0, 2 millimeters extra in the heel and a half tongue. So
no tongue in the 3.
No tongue in the 3, half tongue here. So yeah, and the upper is basically half the upper of the 3.0. So you've got that sort of that new material they've been using, the sock-like sort of feel, and then a bit of the mesh which was in the previous Free Runs as well. So
yeah, so they're interesting. I had a bit of a try on those as well, and again I find them quite narrow, and also again there's not a great deal of volume in the forefoot, so you do feel the material pressing down on you, and
very shallow.
Yeah, and this, I'm not sure what that's called, but whatever the material that seems like sprayed over the material it almost bleeds through. So if you're trying to wear that sockless, you'd probably find it fairly uncomfortable, because you can feel the roughness of that material coming through onto the foot.
Yeah, that is true.
Yes. So
all in all, we're excited when we heard it was coming out. Not quite as excited once it got in store, but still have sold a few, and a lot of people have still been happy with the snugness, especially if you've got a narrow foot. They're actually really happy with the closed-in sort of feel. But yeah, same thing with the sole as well. They've gone with the flex grooves are really quite narrow and won't collect as many rocks in this as well, and with the longitudinal sort of flex grooves as well. So
cool. And moving on to the Free Run 3, which is now also the 5.0.
Yes, they've gone back and put the 5.0 on the side of this, so hopefully that sort of arrests some confusion. So the 5.0 Free Run 3, 8mm drop. So
yes.
A couple of new changes in this. This we're wrapped about. This is a fantastic update to the Free Run 3 from the Free Run 2. Going back to a full tongue, which has been in some previous models. It was a half tongue in the 5.0 originally. And also gone with this they've gone with the dynamic fit on the inside, which wraps around your midfoot. It's seen in a couple of their other shoes, such as the Lunar Eclipse up here, and also the Lunar Glide 3 as well. So if you really like your midfoot locked down, fantastic little invention, that one. And also they've gone back with the traditional mesh in the toe box as well, so you don't feel when you're running, you don't feel any of the upper sort of push down on your feet. Yeah, wrapped with this.
Yep, I agree with you, Mark. I think the 5.0 it's almost actually what I expected that 4.0 was going to be in a way, because it does actually feel like they've taken a bit of the volume out of the sole, so you feel a little bit more grounded. And even though it's the same 8mm drop, it almost feels a little bit flatter when you're actually in the shoe, which is a good thing. So it generally feels a little bit lighter and more responsive on the foot, I think, than the Free Run 2, which was also a good shoe, but this one's just even better.
Yeah, absolutely. And because of the full tongue, it does fit a wide variety of people as well. A lot more people are able to get their foot actually into it and tighten it up as they need to. The previous Free Run was obviously an all-in-one piece, so it did narrow down the market a little bit in that regard. So yeah, we wrapped with this one. Good work.
Good stuff. Well, there you go. We've given you a little bit of background on the new Nike Free range of shoes. Hope that helps.